Hey YouTube, looking at a viewer submitted team from MD Whale who use goodra, steelix, and carbink, and they said I went 16-4 with the team and actually hit veteran with it. I handpicked the battles, so there's a variety of matches. The team is bulky, fast move pressure, ABB line where steelix is your safe swap that baits out anything that carbink doesn't want to see. Goodra is a good generalist and can take on any counter to the backline in combination with its fast move pressure and excellent coverage in its charge moves. So that is the submission, and basically, so what I think they're saying is like, Steelix and Carbink are going to share the double weakness of water. They're going to share the double weakness of ground. So Goodra, just being generally safe, will resist water, and then Carbink's also weak to grass, so Goodra can deal with that. So it kind of handles a lot. There is two Dragon Breath fast moves on this team, right? Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail. So we'll see how that plays out. But let's look at some of the battles. So Gujin to Quagsire. So again, this is where, if you're going to see a Quagsire, this is where you want to see it. So they get out into an Empoleon. And, okay, so first things first, you didn't even go up to the Thunder Punch. So they're going to shield because they don't... There's two things that's happening here. One is... you didn't even get up to the Thunder Punch. So if they could count, which you're in the 2400 range, not everyone is going to count in this range. They would not shield that, and then it would just be a resisted move. The second thing is, Goodra is your best answer to Quagsire, and you are not getting out. Now, it's because your backline also sucks to this. And hello, 3 fast moves that have no play against Steel. Dragon Breath, Dragon Tail, Rock Throw, all resisted by Steel. So I believe you're staying in because Goodra can do okay with Thunder Punch. And then it resists water as opposed to the backline, which is super effective against water. And you can combo Dragon Tail Psychic Fangs with Steelix on the Quagsire. So that's my guess. But already seeing a kind of team flaw here. So much so that you need to shield up this Drill Peck because you need to try and keep this alive. And you kind of need to take Switch here. And you just lost Switch. No, so now you're fighting for it. Because you have to kind of try and keep Switch here because Steelix is okay on Quagsire, but Carbink is not. So I would expect you to come Steelix here, get ahead on energy. You just lost Switch there, but getting a little ahead on energy with Steelix not bad because the Quagsire is likely to come back in anyways. Because they would not expect you to run 3 things that can't answer Steel. So they're going to get to an Aqua Tail. It'll hurt, but you'll get to a move here. Can you get to the Earthquake before? You can. So an Earthquake to a Shadow. I was going to say, not quite enough, but you get the Dragon Tail down. What is in the back? Toxapex. So Psychic Fangs just right away to lower its... super effective, but also lowers that defense a little bit. So that way you can just kind of chip a little bit, and then Carbink with Rock Throw, Rock Slide should be able to sweep up the rest here. Just because it is so bulky and the defense is lower that it just gives you a huge advantage, even with the super effective Brine. Brine's a bad move, that this should be able to very easily live this and then just have such an advantage here. Get off the Rock Throw. Won't take it out, but I'll take it low. That should be able to just Rock Throw down. And even with getting off another Brine here, yeah, you can see your 2 research register, which means that they are out of here because they know this game is over. So again, a good lead. That's where you want to see it. Mantine. Airless is going to hurt. Nah, it won't hurt. Thunder Punch is going to hurt. So we'll see if you grab a shield. And then, why are we not going into, one of the other 2? Carbink or Steelix. My question here is, why did you not go into Carbink, which would be doing super effective on the Rock Throw and Rock Slide, as opposed to a neutral, non-stab Dragon Tail Psychic Fangs? Unless you're reading like a double flyer line where Carbink may have even more play in the back, but the Water Parcels are also going to add on Steelix because it's half ground. And now you already burned 1 shield. You're trying to take this out here, but you dumped energy. Swampert comes back in. You can get to them. Unless you know that you can keep switching and then Steelix has a better matchup in general against Swampert that you'll be able to actually chip a little bit here. I could see that argument. And then, like, I'd rather have my steelix sea Swampert than a carbink. And now it is a dragon. You should be getting out into carbink ASAP. Like, there's no reason to go that low on your... There's no reason to go that low on your goodra. In fact, you should be making that switch immediately so that you're coming out basically with the Moonblast here for the Swampert to put pressure on the Swampert. There's no reason to let your goodra go that low. There's a Rock Slide, and this will probably put pressure anyways because the Dragon Breath did add up, but like you know what, they let it go. Again, the Dragon Breaths are just going to add up. You don't even need to throw a move. You just need to like let this go, shield the one Hydro here, and just fast move down. But honestly, this matchup was way, way closer than it needed to be. You should be making your swaps need to be way faster here. So speaking about something that they get out into Primeape. I don't mind staying in with this one, actually. This is probably one I would stay in because half steel on Steelix, super effective against fighting. I mean, you take super effective. Rock Throw is resisted by fighter, so this is your best option. So staying in, shielding the first one. Gonna have to commit the double shield. This I don't know about. I don't like going down 2 shields this early. I know you, and you have like 2 good answers in the back to Pidgeot, right? So you could have like let that move go and then just like come in and take that. And it is now a Poliwrath. So double fighter in the back. Get off the Psychic Fangs. You may want to consider catching on the I would have caught on the Carbink here. And the reason is now you're going to be very difficult to Rock Throw down here before they get to a couple moves. Whereas if you caught on that, I think it's easier to Dragon Tail and Psychic Fangs. But you get to the move. This will grab a shield. But you're probably in Brave Bird range. And they most likely have Brave Bird because they were on the lead and they farmed up at least in the other 2 matchups. So Brave Bird will take it out, yeah. I don't know if you can commit that double shield there. Okay, so bad lead. Out comes a Steelix. Coming in with Chestnut. So Chestnut's neutral with the Frenzies. You do have super effective Psychic Fangs, and those Dragon Tails will add up. So if you want, you can flip switch. They also have Superpower, but Frenzy's still neutral, so I would expect them to go double Frenzy first before they even try Superpower. Going to grab the second shield, or at least 1 shield here. They'll likely shield because they're going to get at least 1 Frenzy off. So the question is, can they get 2 Frenzies off? And I don't think they can. Oh, and they go Superpower too. So I'm guessing they saw that they cannot go 2 Frenzies. But still, you should be throwing Frenzy in that situation anyways. And here comes what could be an unexpected Earthquake, because a lot of these run with Psychic Fangs Crunch. So going Earthquake here is the right move because they would not expect it. Psychic Fangs here just to get that move off. A little bit of chip, a little bit lower defense. And now we let it go. They try and snipe. Yes, just come goodra. And I'm letting... Honestly, I'm letting every move go. Even if it's a close combat, but it is just a Leaf Blade. If it's a close combat and they lower their defense so much, then even a resisted Rock Though is going to do so much damage. And they end up shielding, which is... Okay. And then you end up shielding. So I know that you're just like, I could just get a move off here and I have so much more health. So that's fine. I don't mind that last shield there. I just mind like, why did they throw the Leaf Blade and not the close combat the first time? You need to throw the close combat the first time. So again, not that it matters, but there's no, just a general principle there, right there. Don't get farmed down. It does not affect this game at all. But let's take a look at how many Rock Throws you take for no reason here. 1, 2, at least 2, which is 2 you don't think is a lot, but like any fast move, any damage, not damage, any energy you give them in that situation is unnecessary when you can just auto swap and take it with your other Pokemon. Again, it does not affect this matchup because you got a full health carbink against a nothing carbink, but just it's in general it's good practice just to like not get farmed down there for no reason. Okay. Bad lead, bad switch. Again, drawing out a Swampert here is not the worst case scenario. Now, do you go down 2 shields here to get 1 back? And that's exactly what's going to happen. Getting the 1 back, can you flip switch? And I think you can. 2 times lower defense, they're going to have to throw a move here, which means you're going to get a Dragon Tail through. They didn't fast move time properly, so you got a full Dragon Tail through. And then the Earthquake instead of just going Hydro, so this is an easy flip. So there's a Poliwrath. Psychic Fangs again will hurt. And you're bulky enough that they're going to need to throw or you're going to get to a move here. And they CMP, so I guess smart on them to make sure that they don't have to take another move. Icy Wind, oof, not enough to take you out. So you will get another move. They're just going to sacrifice and snipe. Yeah, they don't know what's in the back yet. They think maybe 1 shield, Ninetales is the way to go. It is not the way to go, but they do not know that. So what could they do? Besides get killed. Not even going to throw the fast move because it takes a while to get to those rock slides. And there's no point when your fast move is doing this much damage. You are basically at 2 moves, but you are at 1 HP on your opponents. So fast move down, recognizing that. There is a bit left on the Poliwrath. I forgot that there is. Plus now you have some moves, energy coming out that you can just go back to back rock slide. Yeah. Also be aware if the other Pokemons are around, which it was. So take it out there. Okay, Superior, good lead. This is where you want to see it. Grass is resisted. They're staying in, so only Aerial Ace you need to worry about. You do not have any charge moves for it, right? Aqua Tail, Thunder Punch is resisted. And Frenzy, they're still going to throw Frenzy because in a lot of these situations, resisted Frenzy is still often better than Aerial Ace, and you catch the Aerial Ace, so that is actually a really huge catch. I don't think Psychic Fangs takes out from this range, so they're likely to get a Frenzy off on you, which is okay. They haven't swapped yet, so yeah, that's kind of my read too. And my read is essentially they have not swapped out of them. It could have, if they had a punish for Steelix, you would have seen it already, right? I know they want to get a Frenzy off, which is fine, but like if they had a real answer like Swampert or Quagsire, they're instant swapping into that Pokemon. They're not going to like stay in to get that off. So you bank the move, get into your Carbink. They've already shown Water Pulse, so worth the shield up. And again, we've kind of seen that they don't have an immediate answer for this. And I think the Superior is low enough, and they threw the Frenzy that they're probably dry there. So it just comes down to what's in the back. Gligar. Okay, so this is going to be still a little tricky, because Dig will take you below 50%. They got 2 shields. You are at a second move, so this will grab the second shield. I forget if you have a move on Goodra or not, so they might let it go. Yeah, I was about to say, they might let it go. Oh, and another big catch. That's huge. I'm going to do a video on catching, because one of my subscribers that's a huge catch, actually. One of my subscribers at GoFest was like, is there like what's your best like stuff on like catching? Are there rules? And there's not set rules like there is in fast move optimization, where it's like on a 5-turn fast move, you must throw at this time to minimize. Catching is a little more loosey-goosey sort of thing. But there are some general things about like when to catch and how to not get caught on, stuff like that. So I will go over that in a video, maybe in August. I need a couple banked videos in August when I'm away for a week as well. So fast move water gun type of Feeny. So this is one where you are staying in for now. Nature's Madness would take you out, so you're going to commit the shield. Water Gun's resisted by Goodra, but Dragon Breath is also resisted, but Water Gun is super effective in the back to both, so you kind of need to just like try and get this out. They may also recognize that you are staying in what is generally not a great matchup, so that you do not have an answer for this. So you're letting that one go. It's low enough that you can just come and rock throw down. Like the Water Guns will let up. Hopefully you can get it before Surf's up if you can. Registeel. Ooh, okay. Here is another steel weakness. And Focus Blast is going to hurt. It won't take you out. I think you live a Focus Blast. I think they live an Earthquake anyways too, though. And I don't know if this bait's worth it. The only lose con is like almost shielding this. No, there's no reason to bait there. Here's why there's no reason to bait there. They're not shielding anything with carbink, right? So the only sort of lose con for them really is, I guess you can argue a lose con is if you land an Earthquake and then you just Dragon Tail Psychic Fangs bait. But I think the real lose con is if you go Psychic Fangs, they shield, your defense is lowered, and then you Earthquake. Because they can live an Earthquake quite comfortably. In fact, let me just put it in PV Poke just how comfortably they can live an Earthquake from a steelix. So you got a non-shadow steelix with Earthquake against the Registeel. And if Registeel has no shields, one Earthquake does 55%. Okay, so it's you even with the Psychic Fangs bait, you're not going to take it out. So it basically takes, so even a Psychic Fangs bait and then Earthquake is not going to take this out because 55% is nowhere near enough. So you need two Earthquakes. And they can just outpace you. They don't need to worry about carbink. So you need to throw the Earthquake to try to chip and then maybe bait on the second one. But like, all in all, you're getting killed against a steel. And there's not much you can do here. See, this is the one, if anything, I would bait. But you'll do land the Earthquake, and now Giratina is just going to... And now Giratina... If you come back from this, Shadow Ball will not take out. Can they get to a second Shadow Ball before you get to rock? I know this is super glossy in the Great League. But I think you have a little more health that you can take them out before they take you out. No, the 2-turn fast move versus the 3-turn fast move, you go down because it's a quicker fast move on their end. That's unfortunate. Okay. So they didn't shield either Earthquakes, which again is... So again, I don't think it changes what I would do. I'm surprised that they didn't shield an Earthquake, knowing that you have a carbink in the back that you can very easily handle with Registeel. Steelix does have the option to do Earthquake. I know most of the time people run Psychic Fangs and Crunch, so there's not a lot you need to worry about. So I am probably shielding one. That being said, from your end, I don't know if a bait is worth it in that situation, but it's kind of a tricky situation. And again, it's a tricky situation that you have 3 Pokemon that cannot do any real damage to steels. So they try and catch on Defense Deoxys. You can see the thoughts in your mind of what do I do here? What I would do here is go Steelix after this because, although you're taking super effective from counter, Thunderbolt, Rockslide, and Psycho Boost are all resisted. So just taking a lot of counter damage on Goodra to then absorb all these charge moves on Steelix is the right play. So don't need to worry about any of the charge moves. They've already lowered their attack times 4, so this will be a tickle at best. Have some energy coming out. What are they going to come in with here? Mandibuzz. You have no move for Mandibuzz, so yes, Psychic Fangs to lower their attack and just defense and just Dragon Tail. Try to chip as much as you can. They're obviously not going to shield up anything. I think the reason you're staying in this is if you come Goodra, you're already behind on energy and they're probably got a lot of moves and will chip you. If you come Carbink, they may have an answer for Carbink. And they don't really have an answer for Carbink either. This thing has Aqua Tail and Poison Sting will be neutral, so it's not bad, but it's not great. So shield up 1 because you're almost at 2 moves. This will grab probably the second shield. Ooh. Shield the Aqua Tail because you don't need to worry about Air Lace or Dark Pulse. So the only moves that are going to hurt you are from this Drapion. So committing the shield there. They go neutral Sludge Bomb over super effective Aqua Tail. It's close. I don't know which one's actually better. But I assume, and they just, yeah, once they see the Carbink on the Mandibuzz, they know this game's over. Okay, kind of neutral. Could be an Ice Beam. It is an Ice Beam, which is a lot of damage. And again, you're leaving yourself, you said ABB, it's not, not a true ABB, but you're leaving yourself vulnerable to try and catch an Air Lace maybe right here. Yeah. That's a pretty good time to try and catch. You didn't catch it, but that was a good time to try and catch it when you're almost at your move and they've tried to maximize their energy. Aurorus. Don't need to worry about the meteor beam, so you just need to worry about the weather balls. And you will live a lot. So now 100% throw the Earthquake. This is where you grab that second shield or put a lot of pressure on this for damage and just take it out. Yeah. Always in that scenario, when you're in that situation, I'm a never bait guy anyways, but like when you're up a shield, you 100% grab that second shield or get that super effective damage off. There's absolutely zero reason to bait there. Okay. Not worried about not getting to the Earthquake. You've already shown an Earthquake. So going to chip and then coming in Goodra, they're likely to not shield, which I think is almost what you want. Because you need to put this in resisted Rock Throw and Moonblast range. So they're going to Zap Cannon to try and lower your attack. They do. That's why you may have wanted to let that Switch Clock burn a little bit more. Yeah, I would start shielding here. They're just going to Focus Blast you. They still have a shield. I can see you trying to burn that Switch Clock now. That's why you take those 10 seconds and don't like jump to jump, which you just did here. They're going to shield, which is interesting. I guess they're still worried that the Rock's throws are going to add up, but they know you have a Pokemon left. They know you're going to reset. You are taking them pretty low, so you're going to force this energy. I was surprised you didn't try and catch this energy. Reset, so you can now get a move off that's not lowered attack. That should be enough to take out from this range, especially that you've already got a Psychic Fangs off, so their defense is lowered. Yeah, so I think that one was closer than it needed to be. I think you let your switch clock come down a bit before you get into that matchup, so that way you could have gotten out earlier. And 2, I think you maybe try and catch one of those moves onto your other Pokemon, but understanding that catching a move is against a one-turn Pokemon is a little trickier to do. But thanks for the submissions. Yeah, in terms of the team, you know what? I may try Steelix. I actually think Steelix will be pretty good in this meta. Goodra is always good, good in any meta, seems like right now. Carbink Carbink has that bulk and Bastion's not around, so I think they'll probably see a lot of Carbink substitutes for Bastion just to fill that role. It's not the same role, but it's similar. But again, putting 3 Pokemon on a team that has absolutely like no answer for Steels. I know you have the Earthquake, which is why like if you're gonna run this team, you need Earthquake on Steelix because you have absolutely like nothing for Steels overall, which is kind of a glaring issue. But that is it. So thanks for the submission. I'm going to go through, again, I'm doing this right now at 7 a.m. the next morning. So if you watched my video yesterday afternoon, I did that video at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night to get one out for the afternoon. And I'm doing this one at 7 a.m. the next morning because I want to get ahead on the videos for tomorrow because I don't have any and I'm behind. So thank you for the submissions. Going through those right now. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.